Known as the overarching antagonist of the Conjuring Universe, Valak has been quite a terrifying entity who has amassed quite a fan following over the years. He's also taken alternate forms, such as the Nun or the Crooked Man, but fans have noticed that these versions differ from the actual myth of the demon Valak. Today we will be exploring this character's origins in mythology and ancient texts, while also comparing his lore with the movies and telling you everything about Valak. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Valak, or Valak with a C, makes several appearances in medieval grimoires, which is essentially ancient manuals on demons and spells that impart ancient wisdom, and often guide people through the ceremonial art of commanding spirits of all kinds. His first mention can be traced back to the 17th century Goetic grimoire known as the Lesser Key of Solomon, or Clavicula Salomonis Regis, which lists out 72 demons that were vanquished by King Solomon during his reign. This list mentions Valak as the 62nd spirit defeated by Solomon, and even elaborates on his appearance and power, while giving out instructions to expel his spirit. Also spelled out as Ualak, Valu, Volak, Dulas, and Volak, this demon was described as a boy with angel wings, who rides on a two-headed dragon and has the ability to find snakes and secret treasures. Valak has further been described as the Grand President of Hell, who governs 38 legions of spirits, and this book was eventually prohibited by the Church in 1966. Despite being banned, this book continued to remain quite popular in Europe, which eventually gave way to the demon's appearance in the Conjuring Universe. Besides the Key of Solomon, this demon has also been mentioned in Johann Weyer's Pseudomonarchia Daemonen, as Volak, and as Cooler or Dulas in the Liber Officiorum Spiritum. Eventually, he was introduced as Volak in the Munich Manual of Demonic Magic, where he was described as an angelic boy with wings who rode a two-headed dragon and embarked on magic-fueled adventures to find treasure. All of these texts agree on Valak's proficiency with magic and the power to locate, summon, and control other demons, and the Officium Spiritum additionally explains that he can summon and command serpents and household spirits. These texts have varying rankings of Valak in terms of how many demons he can control, which range from about 20 to 27 legions of spirits. It must be noted that none of these original texts describe him as a nun, and that seems to be a detail that was created out of the filmmaker's imagination. He typically appears as a sinister child with wings, and even though most of this is fiction, he did manage to instill fear in the hearts of God-fearing civilians for ages. Valak's depiction in the Conjuring Universe. Interestingly, Valak's depiction in the Conjuring Universe was inspired by a real-life story that dates back to 1976. As we all know, Lorraine and Ed Warren were paranormal investigators who first caught attention after they investigated the Amityville haunting. While Lorraine Warren claimed to be a medium for these spirits, Ed was a demonologist, and they had collectively investigated over 10,000 paranormal cases. During one such trip, Lorraine Warren personally encountered a spectral nun while investigating the Borley Church in southern England in the 1970s. The lore suggests that a nun had been buried alive in the church's graveyard after having an affair with a monk, and this story laid the foundation for Valak's origins in the Conjuring Universe. In this film franchise, Valak is a powerful demon with the ability to appear as a demonic nun to mock his enemy's faith, and he mainly targets Lorraine Warren and Sister Irene, coming up with new ways to get back at them. In ancient times, Valak was known as an angel in heaven who eventually sided with Lucifer and rebelled against God. In the aftermath of this rebellion, Valak was cast out of heaven alongside Lucifer and other angels, and he was cast down as a demon. While Valak was stripped of his status as an angel, he also lost his angelic powers and created a new identity as the president of Hell. In this capacity, he often came to Earth to torture humans while assuming a range of personas, such as the Defiler, the Profane, and the Marquis of Snakes. He was also worshipped by humans, who often indulged in demonic rituals to summon him to attain higher power. Over time, a duke at the Carta Monastery had summoned Valak for his personal gain, while the members of the Vatican managed to kill the duke and even sealed the demonic rift with the blood of Jesus Christ. While Valak was trapped for a long time, the rift was eventually reopened during a World War II bombing, and the demon was once again freed. His origins were first explored when he appeared as the overarching villain of the Conjuring prequel, the Nun, wherein Valak took the form of a nun and walked freely in the Carta Monastery in Romania. While most of the nuns killed themselves to prevent the demon from possessing them, Valak tortured some of them, and was also responsible for creating mass illusions with the nuns' ghosts to weaken Sister Irene and torture Father Burke, before finally latching on to Frenchie. In Nun 2, Valak appeared with the intention of exacting vengeance against Sister Irene, who had banished him to hell. He uses the body of Frenchie, aka Maurice, in order to terrorize Irene, but the film ends with Sister Irene sending him right back to hell while rescuing Frenchie from his control. Valak next appeared in Annabelle Creation, where Mr. Mullen Collins points out the nun in the background of Sister Charlotte's picture with the other nuns in Romania. While Sister Charlotte has no idea about the mystery nun, we see more of this demon in a post-credit scene where Valak roams around the candlelit corridors of the Karta Monastery. Finally, Valak appeared in The Conjuring 2, which technically marks his first appearance in the franchise. He makes himself known during a seance to look for any evidence of demonic involvement in Raul DeFeo Jr.'s massacre of his entire family in 1974. When Lorraine Warren looked into the deaths, Valak took the appearance of a demonic nun and managed to lure her into the basement, as she started questioning her faith in Catholicism. He also haunted Lorraine by showing her visions of Ed being impaled, while haunting Ed's dreams and driving him toward painting Valak in his nun form. All of these incidents started tormenting Lorraine immensely, and Valak continued to haunt her visions and even came up with a version of the song Hark the Herald Angels Sing in order to hint at his presence. Over the course of the franchise, Valak has managed to assume many forms, but his most popular appearance is described as a Catholic nun with pale skin, sunken yellow eyes, and claw-like teeth. He also takes other forms, such as the Crooked Man, and even appears in his original form as Valak the Defiler, when he haunts the Warrens' daughter Judy. Comparison: lore versus movie version. While Valak's original lore describes him as an unsettling angelic child with snake control powers, the film's creator came up with the idea to depict him as a nun. Conjuring 2's director James Wan elaborated on this by stating that he had an idea for the entire movie, but he was unsure about the demon character's design. He had also learned a little about the spectral entity that appeared in the form of a swirling tornado vortex with a hood, as explained by the original Lorraine Warren. This gave him the idea to put the demon in a nun costume, as it would cause the Warrens to question their faith. Juan wanted the entity to be a demonic vision that haunts her, and he couldn't think of anything better than something directly related to Lorraine's faith to have the desired effect. He also didn't want the demon to be created through CGI, and the nun idea was an organic way to induce terror in the minds of the characters. Eventually, the idea of being haunted by one's own faith was such a huge hit with audiences that Valak ended up becoming the central character in the franchise's 2018 release, The Nun. Cultural impact: why Valak terrifies audiences. Based on everything that we've explored so far, we can conclude that Valak is quite a terrifying force of nature. While his real-life myth establishes him as a demonic entity, all the instances within the Conjuring universe further support his demonic traits and instill greater fear into the hearts of the audience. He's established himself as an iconic figure in modern horror cinema, and his continuous presence in The Nun and other variant forms has left quite a rich impact and cemented his position as a cultural icon. Marvelous verdict. And with that, we've explored the real-life myth of Valak, as well as his appearances within the Conjuring universe. No matter what form he appears in, Valak always manages to send a shiver down the audience's spines and keeps us on the edge of our seats. We hope you enjoyed exploring his character with us, and we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.